Well, the new NFL season is just 3 months away, and here's a look at the odds to win Super Bowl 57. The Bills are the bookies' favourites at plus 650. Tom Brady and the Bucs are second favourites at plus 750. Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs are plus 1,000, and the Packers and the Rams closely behind them at plus 1,100. And for more, let's welcome back into the mix our wizard of odds, Kenny White. Kenny, just 81 days to go now until the new season gets underway, so it's never too early for some early wagers. Let's start here with the quarterback that you think will finish with the most regular season passing yards. Who have you got for us?
Yeah, Poppy, you think about 81 days, it does seem like a long way away, but it really isn't. We're going to be in the NFL before we know it. Joe Burrow is my guy to get the most passing yards at 10-1. He really impressed me with his finish to the season, obviously getting to the Super Bowl and what he did, but the receivers that he has, his accuracy and his arm strength, and that accuracy on the long ball is going to be very big. I think Burrow really gets to open it up this year a lot more. The wide receiver crew, Jamar Chase is just so good, but T. Higgins is a top 20 wide receiver, and Tyler Boyd is a top 40 wide receiver. So he's got one of the best trio of receivers in the NFL. And with that arm, I can't see why he shouldn't be the favorite for the most passing yards.
And as you mentioned it, Joe Burrow looking to redeem himself after that Super Bowl run. But let's talk about the ground game, Kenny. Jonathan Taylor of the Colts led all rushers this past season, putting him nearly 2,000 yards. Good news for Taylor, no matter how many quarterbacks now he's played with in Indy, his job remains the same. But Kenny, who are you willing to put $1 to have the most regular season rushing yards?
Yeah, sure. I looked through this list, and, Taylor was the first guy that I, had the highest rushing yards on the season. I think he's the best back. He runs behind a great line, and started looking down that list and started getting to a back. I'm gonna take a shot with this guy because he's very injury prone, and he's been injured his entire career. But last year he did come back, finish the regular season. If you can get a full season out of him, Saquon Barkley has got some of the best quickness in the entire NFL, and I found him at 60-1. 60-1 for one of the best running backs in the entire NFL. They've got a new coach in Brian DeBall. He's an offensive guy. They get rid of this. They get rid of the special teams guy, and they bring in an offensive coordinator. The Giants want to be offensive this year, and it's going to be Saquon Barkley. And if he can stay healthy, Saquon Barkley is going to be in the hunt for the rushing title at the end of the year. If you give this guy a full season, there is no doubt about it. But again, he is injury prone, so we are taking a little bit of a shot. So I just put one full tank of gas on Barkley on this situation.
60-1 for Saquon Barkley. I like that, Kenny. How about the most regular season receiving yards then? Who stands out to you here?
Well, we already talked about him in the first segment with the most passing yards. If Joe Burrow is going to throw for the most passing yards, one of his guys is going to have to be the guy that puts up the most receiving yards, and I think that's Jamar Chase. What a great player, and these two have that connection all the way back from LSU. They showed it this past year, and I think if they continue to get better and put up more numbers, and both guys, still early on in their career, the more experience they get, the better they get. So I think they both take another step up this year, and that combination is going to be lethal this year. So go with Jamar Chase over in receiving yards.
That chemistry, as we saw, continues to build. But Kenny, there's a lot of new quarterbacks in new places. So it's going to be interesting to see how that changes what some of these offenses look like. This past regular season, the Dallas Cowboys were the highest scoring team with Dak Prescott there. Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, they scored the fewest points in the league. Which team do you think will be the highest scoring team come this season?
I'm going to take a little bit of a long shot here. At 18-1, the Indianapolis Colts, and they bring in Matt Ryan, and I think that really is going to make a big difference in their scoring output. And they were a very good scoring team last year. They scored 26.5 points per game with Carson Wentz, and now you're adding Matt Ryan to the mix, one year better for Taylor and the receiving core and that offensive line. I think the Colts are going to be a fun team to watch. I think they could definitely put up 30 points a game, so they are going to be in the conversation. And at 18-1, I just couldn't pass that up.
So the Colts for the highest, and as Sherry mentioned, the Jags the lowest last season. They only averaged just over 14 points per game. Who do you think will be the lowest scoring team this season, Kenny?
Yeah, how boring. 14 points a game for Jacksonville. That is really bad. But Trevor Lawrence in his second year should make a big improvement. The new coaching staff should make a big improvement. So I'm going to go to the Houston Texans. Lovie Smith comes in, the new head coach. Lovie is a defensive first head coach, very conservative on offense. And they don't have a lot of playmakers, and they don't have a lot of quarterbacks either. It's either Davis Mills, who started the entire year over Kyle Allen, who I like Allen better, and I think he may get a little bit more opportunity this year. But you're still talking about two quarterbacks who are average to below average with a very conservative head coach who loves his defense. And I think this is going to be a very low-scoring football team in Houston this year.
Well, winning regular season MVP, it's one of the highest honors in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers won this title back-to-back seasons. Willing to bet he makes it a three-peat, Kenny, even though his targets look so much different this year? Or is there someone else you're picking?
Yeah, I think the targets, the less targets for Rodgers is going to hurt a little bit this year, and it's hard to continue to go down that road. I'm going to go with Russell Wilson, curly-haired Russell Wilson from Seattle to Denver. I think the change of atmosphere and the locker room and the fresh new start for a player. We saw what happened in Matthew Stafford last year. He took his team to the Super Bowl. Well, Russell Wilson's a better quarterback than Matthew Stafford. This guy's going to put up tremendous numbers, I think, and they've got great receivers. He's going to really fall in love with this receiving core. Denver's going to be a very fun team to watch. Russell Wilson, he's going to have a big year this year. It's going to be fun to watch. And that price, another one, 16-1. I really don't know how it could be that high. He's still one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL.
81 days to the NFL season, but as you said it, Kenny, it's going to be here before we know it. Thank you for the time. All right, let's get you a look at Kenny's NFL futures for the regular season. For most regular season passing yards, he likes Joe Burrow. For rushing yards, going with Saquon Barkley. Receiving yards, it fits with Joe Burrow, right? Someone's got to catch the ball. He's going with Jamar Chase. Highest scoring team in the regular season, Kenny going with the Indianapolis Colts. On the flip side, lowest scoring team, the Texans, and its pick to win MVP, curly-haired Russell Wilson.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.